Hi, everybody. Good day. How are you? Hope you all doing all right. And today I'm gonna stream and try to do some study on lichess about key square, and hope you will be able to enjoy this, and we are going to discuss what is really key square. So in Endgame, pawn Endgame is very important, and many players have studied about the Endgame. And one of the book that I learned about the Endgame is from Mark Dvorsky, Endgame Manual, and this book is very well known to chess players and considered to be the best book of Endgame, and it's used for many chess trainer to train the chess players. And when you it says also that when you study about this book, then your writing will be upgraded after you learn this book. So maybe this time I will discuss about this book, and we will go about the key square. So key square is the square that assures the victory. So when you go to the key square, then it will assure the victory. So today we're going to identify first where is the key square. We will talk about how to identify the key square, and then which key square we have to go, and then with some example, and then even an exercise. So we're going to know about key square. So maybe I will continue. In this position, we have 3 pawns here. This is an example, and the king is on h1, the black king is on h8. If the pawn was on h files, then no matter where the pawn is, so the pawn can be here, here, or here, then the key square when the pawn is on h file is here on the b7 or b8. And for example, if the pawn is here on h2, whatever the pawn is even here or here or here, then the key square is on g4 or g7 or g8. So we have to remember when the pawn on a file or an h files, then the key square is on this square. It will assure white for victory. And when, for example, the king can go here, then it'll be without these 2 pawn. When white king can goes here, then it will assures the victory of white. But without these 2 pawn, when black can go to this key square, then black will assure the draw without these 2 pawns. So if there are only this pawn, then black can go here. It will assure the draw for black. And if white can go here or here, and then this will assure the victory or the win for white. And what about the pawn on the 4th rank, like here? When the pawn is on the 4th rank, the key square is here on the 6th rank. The key square is 2 square in front of the white pawn, and this 3 square is the key square. If white can manage to go to the key square to occupy one of these key square, then white will assure the victory. So if you for example, this white can get to one of this key square, then it will assure the white victory. In this position, when pawn is on 5th rank, then the question is, where is the key square? So in this position, when the pawn is on the 5th rank, then the key square is still the 3 square here and also here. So there are 6 key square when pawn is on the 5th rank. So when the pawn is go farther and farther and farther, then the key square will become match here on the fifth rank. Then the key square is sorry, not the h file. For example, this. Then if this is the key square is here, when he move, then the key square will be here and here. Here. So when you move your pawn, but there is one maybe that we have to consider to know. When we move our pawn, then if the black king is here, then the key square will become mirror to black. So be careful when you move your pawn in Endgame, because when you move your pawn, move, and then the key square will become mirror to black king. So that is one we have to be considered when we move our pawn. And maybe we go to the example here. We go to the example, the next example. In this position, you can identify this key square. The key square here is when pawn is on the second rank, then the key square is here. So in this position, white has to get to the one of this key square, and maybe when he get that square, then white will win. Then if we see this key square is mirror to white king. So it was an advantage for white in this position. So, but when we see the next position like this, then as we have learned before, that when he has the pawn is on the third rank, then the key square is on the fifth rank. So the key square will is nearer to black. Then in this position, there will be a draw game if black can play accurately. When black play accurately, then this will be a draw by doing the oppositions. Maybe the oppositions is have much I say relation with key square. So maybe you will hear beside the key square in this endgame, you will much hear about the opposition. So the next example in this position, as we have learned before, that the key square is here. Then if black can go to one of this, if white can go to this one of key square, then this will assure the win, the victory for white. If white to move, then black can do the opposition. Then this will be a draw. So in this position, if white is to move, then that will be a draw, because black can do or have the oppositions. So if we talk about the key square and the oppositions would be the way for each side to prevent the key square being occupied by our opponent. So like this, when white move here to prevent this key square, black move here while maintain the opposition. As we know that in this position, this is called the direct opposition. Direct opposition is where black and white king is on one files and there's only one square in between. This is direct opposition. There is also the when we say the distant opposition. Distant opposition, there can be 3 maybe or 5 square in between. That's called the distant opposition. So when we talk about key square, we will also talk about the opposition or the distant opposition. So then it's all comes from the what they call a corresponding square. So when we talk about the square, there will be a corresponding square, there will be an opposition or distant opposition. Maybe next we are going to go to the triangulation or minute square. So we go to the next position of let's try to solve this passage. If this is black to move, if this is black to move, then as we know that the key square is here, then when black move here or bring to his king to the back rank on the 6th 8th rank, then he will leave this one of this key square. When he go back rank, then he will leave this 3 key square. Now if he move for example here to the right, then he leave this key square, then white can capture. When white is occupying one of this key square, then wherever black position in this board, this is a white to win. That's why they call it. That's why they call this key square. They call it key square because it assures the win for white. See, if you put this king on the edge or behind this or maybe in front of the king, then all this is win for white. So that's why they call this the key square. And for example, if black goes here, then white can go to this key square, and this is wherever black kings, it's also a win. If white for example move back, white can occupy this key square. Wherever black king you're going to put the black king, then it's a win for white. So maybe that I will show you, because that is the reason why they call this is a key square or the critical square. So the key square or the critical square is a square that when you occupy the square, then it will assure the win. So when you get that key square, then while white will win by doing the opposition. As you know that by doing the opposition, black will put in Zugzwang. After this position, black will move either to the left or either to the right. Then it will leave loose for black because white can get outflanking the black king. So then white pawn will be promoted to the promotion square and promote to win, and then will checkmate black uh, the next moves. So if black goes here, then also, for example, black goes here, then this also will assure the winning for black because the pawn is go to the promotion square. So let's dive in maybe to the next example. If we see this position, then we know that this is the pawn on the fifth rank. The pawn is on the fifth rank, as we know that the key square is here, not only on the seventh rank, but this three square is also the key square. So in this position, white is winning because white is already on the key square. White king is already on the key square, so wherever you want to put this black king, then it will assure the victory for white. And if, for example, even if white to move here, white can move here on the key square, even if black doing the opposition. That is the difference between uh, that when pawn is on the fourth rank. In this position, even if black doing the opposition, this is white will win because black will get the key square and then promote this pawn to queen. Even if black goes here and if white goes to c6, then king do the opposition on c8, then it's also a win for white. If this is black to move, then this also a win for white. For example, we can go like this. For example, to get this position on black to move, this is white to move. Maybe we can go by doing the triangulation. Then this is the position where black to move. So when the position is black to move here, it's also a winning for white. White get the key square, get outflanking the black king, and then will go his pawn to promotion square and make a queen. And if black goes here, then white can outflanking black king, and then also it's winning for white. So let's try to go to the next example. in this position, maybe you can, if you see this video offline, then you can pause the video and try to see where is the key square. As we have learned before, that the key square when found on the fourth rank is here on the sixth rank, but we have to determine which square do we have to occupy to win. Because if we made a wrong move in this position, then it will lead to a draw. Then I have maybe I have say to you all that to go, we have to determine which key square we have to go. So in this position, we have we our king has to head to the farthest key square. So which is the farthest key square in this position? The farthest key square from black king is here. Yes. From this key square, the farthest key square is here on A6. So we have to bring our king here. Why? Because the farthest key square for the from the black king is the hardest to defend by black king. He has to go here and then go here to uh, prevent white from occupying the square. So we we don't we can't go here or here because this is easiest square to defend. Black is very easy to defend this key square. For example, if we go like here, we try to go to occupy this key square. Then black will go. Then after we go, then black king is occupying the key square. Then we have a difficulty to go to this key square. In this position, this is a draw uh, with the best move from both sides. This is a draw because then there will be white has to move his pawn. Then maybe we all have known that this is a draw position. Black can do the oppositions, and at last this will be go to a stalemate. Yes, because white has to prevent this pawn. White is put in zugzwang and he can't go here or here because he will leave uh, the guard. Then it is a stalemate. So we have learned that when we go to this case where then this is a draw. So the right way for white to win here is to go to the farthest square. The farthest is the hardest to defend, so let's go to that square. And when we go to that square, you see that uh, attack that square. And of course, black here in this position has to guard the square. He has to go here to prevent white from getting this key square. The only way for black is to go to b7 to prevent white from getting this key square. Because when white get this key square, then it will assure the winning for white as we have learned before. So the only move for black is here. Then, as you know that when we talk about the key square, we also know about the opposition. Then when in this position black is put in Sukswang, so he has to move his king. He has to move either to the left or to the right. Even he has to retreat. He has to retreat his king to the back rank or the eighth rank. So as we have learned that this is the key square in this position. So this is the key square, is 3. Then if black move to the left or to the right, then white will get key square. For example, he move here, then white can move his pawn or do the opposition again, and then get that key square, and then this assure the win for white. The pawn is promoting the queen. So uh, when black goes here, then it's also win for white. If you go here, of course you cannot go here because this is a draw. Then you have to you can go to this key square and then promote the pawn. For example, you can also go here and after this and go here and then promote the pawn. For example, like this, and then get the opposition, and if black goes here, then you can get that key square and promote the pawn. So what happened if white move the pawn? Then it will uh, stalemate. It will be a draw. It will be a draw. So be careful when uh, this knight pawn. This is called the knight pawn because the pawn is in front of the knight. This is also the knight pawn. When pawn is on the is a knight pawn, then you king can go here, and be careful of the stalemate like this. You have to be careful of the stalemate. So after black goes there, maybe you still can push the pawn and then come again, and even black has the opposition, now you can move your pawn and promote the pawn to queen. So you have to be careful of the key square on the of the knight pawn. Let's try again, and maybe we can go to the next position. And in this position, uh, we have to combine all the our knowledge that we have learned before about the key square. As I said that when uh, this pawn is getting closer, when we move this pawn, then the pawn is getting closer to the black king. Or when the pawn, for example, move to the h square, then the key square is here. So black have a defense here. This is of course white to move and white win position. But if we do it carelessly, then this can be a draw because because black has a defense. Black will try to make this pawn move. Yes, by moving this pawn, then the key square will be getting closer to the black king. Then this can be a draw. Or black will try to make this pawn move to h file, because when pawn is on the h file, then the key square is here. Then this is nearer to black king. So if we see in this position, the first we have to uh, solve this problem or this puzzle is we have to identify the key square. So as we have learned before, this is the key square. And of course, you also have learned which key square we have to go. So in this position, we have to go to the farthest square. Yes, to the farthest square from black king. Where is the farthest square? The farthest key square from this three square is here on h4. Then we have to determine which way is the best. If we go here, here, and here, and here, it needs four, 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. If we go here, 1, 2, 3, we just need 3 moves. So from determining the key square and which key square do we have to go, we have to occupy, then we know the best move here. So the best move here for black is to go here. For white is to go to f2. To go to the key square, not here, because it needs four move. And we the key square that we have to go, not this key square. This is the key square, but not this. We have to go to the farthest from the black. Now, for example, if black goes here, then of course we can go to the key square, occupy this key square, and this is the winning for white. This is winning for white. For example, if we go like this, then uh, white can move the pawn and then promote his pawn to queen, and then in the next move he will checkmate black king. So that is the best move. But as I have said before, that black still has some trick to draw this. He will try to make this pawn move, so the key square will be getting closer to black. For example, if he move, then the key square will be move here. So we have learned that in this position the key square is here. When maybe we can move this pawn, then the key square will become getting closer to the king, or this, then more closer to the black king. So maybe you can try to leave a comment or to determine which key square is this. So black best move is to go here. The idea behind this move is to try to sacrifice this pawn. By sacrifice this pawn, then after black after white takes the pawn, then the key square will be on this square. For example, if white goes here, then black sacrifices pawn. Then if white takes, then the key square is now changed. When pawn move or changes position, then the key square will be changed. In this, as we learned before, that when pawn is on the H file or an A file, no matter where the position of the pawn, no matter where the position of the pawn, then the key square will be here. So in this position, this key square, when black takes this pawn, then the key square is changed to this square. Then in this position, this is black to move. So if black to move, then if black can occupy this key square, then this is draw. So black can move here, for example, move here, move here. Even if white get here, then black can occupy the key square. So black has occupied the key square, then this is draw. For example, go here and then black king go here. Even if the pawn is getting closer, then this will be a stalemate for black, because white cannot leave this pawn. So white is cannot move and is not being in check by white, so this is a stalemate. So we see that white has a defense here by sacrifice his pawn. So when in this position, we have to calculate again. Still, the key square is here, still here. We have to prevent our king from our pawn from getting to the H square, because it will be a draw, as we have learned before. So this move is wrong, we have learned before. And what about white move here, and maybe white move his pawn to square? If white move his pawn to square, then as we see and as we have learned before, that the key square become here and become closer to the black king, and later black can distract this king to go here to take this pawn, and then the key square will be getting closer to the black king than to white king in his position here. For example, black can go like this. Yes, if white goes, then take, then white will go to the key square, and when black get this key square, there is no way again for white to win, because this is a draw, and at last this is a stalemate. Let's try, and then it's a stalemate by black doing the opposition, sorry. And now, what about white move only one? By moving this pawn, this g2 pawn to g3, then of course the key square is moving from here to here on the fifth rank. Then if white try to attack this pawn, then this pawn will be promoted. If black try to attack from behind, then it still is needs much tempo for white will uh, give a chance for black to go to this key square. For example, if black if black goes here, then maybe white can uh, try to attack the pawn. Then this will be a draw, even if white gets the pawn, because with the opposition there is no chance for white to win this position. And what about after this, after black goes here and white goes here, then this is also a draw, because white can try to distract white king and see that the key square is nearer to black king. Then this is also a draw. Black get the key square, and so there's no way for white to win this. This is a draw and a stalemate by doing the opposition, and it's a stalemate. So after white goes here and black goes here, white has to look to the way to win this position. This position is still win for black, for white, but maybe you can pause this if it is offline and try to see what is move here. We have learned that this is a loose. Now the only way for white to win this is to get his king to g1. This is a exclamation mark. You could move for white. By doing this move, what is preventing black from winning and getting tempo by, as we say, black try uh, to get white king here and getting farther to the key square. By moving this, then if white goes here, then white just move his pawn one square only. Because when he go two square, as we have learned, then the key square will become closer to the black king. Then this will be a draw. For example, even if white can get the pawn, then it's a draw. Yes, this is a draw, because after this maybe black can move his king and get the opposition, and get the opposition again, and this is a stalemate. So we back to the position when black try to sacrifice his pawn, so white just move one square up, not to square, because that will be a draw. In this position, if for example black uh, by getting one only one square, then the key square is here. And as we know that which key square is the farthest for black to defend? Can you guess it? Yes, this is the key square. It's the farthest for black to defend. So we have to go here. The farthest is the hardest to defend. By knowing the key square, then we know which move do we have to go to defend this. Yes, we have to go here, not here, because here is one, two, three, four. It's one, two, three, four. But this move is have two direction. Yes, to prevent this pawn from queening and to go to the key square. So after black goes here, the best move is here, and we will see, as we have learned before, that this is the key square to attack. So white will attack the key square, and the only way for black is to go to g6 to prevent white from occupying this key square. So white will get the opposition, and this is a winning for white, because black is put in zugzwang. He has to move either to the left, to the right, or even retreat his king to the seventh rank. So when he retreat his king, he leave this three key square. So the best move may be to the left. He leave this key square, and this is black move to the key square, and wherever you can put this king in this position, because white has get the key square, this is a winning position for white. Even you can move it here, move, put the king here on the g6, g8, or put the black king here on the f7. This is still a win for white. So this is a win, ultimate win for white. Check, and then get the queen to the promotion, the pawn to the promotion square, and then checkmate maybe. So that's about the key square, and maybe uh, this is an example of next we go to the example. When we know about the key square, then maybe it will prevent us from making a mistake. This is a Cole versus Stanciu game in 1988. This is on Saloniki, an Olympiad game. In this position, white to move. This is a draw, but she resigned because he saw that this pawn is whatever white will do, black will get this pawn. Then this is a tragic comedy. So white is resigned, knowing that his pawn we lose. But if we know, if we have learned about the key square, then this shouldn't be happen because this is draw. So, uh, for example, white goes here, and then black can go here, and then black attack the pawn, and then uh, white can get the pawn. Yes, white can get the pawn, but white will get the oppositions and defend this key square. This is a draw, but it happened that in this game between Cole and Stanciu on 1988, uh, she resigned, seeing this position. Okay, and then this is also an example of key square. This position, white move his, his rook here, and after black move, white resign. On his white is considering that black will take and white will take, then this is a draw position. Yes, that what white calculation. White calculate that this is a draw, but after this, there is a move from black that making white resign, and maybe you can try to think what is the best move for black here because white black wins position. Yes, of course. Black move here, and after this move, white is resign because white has to take the pawn here. Yes, white is forced to take because other move then he will lose his rook. So he takes. White cannot move his rook because the rook is pinning here. So he has to take. Then after black takes, then of course we see that when pawn on the sixth rank, then the key square is here. Then this is white to move. So white is put in zugzwang. He has to move either to the left or to the right, or even to retreat his king to the second rank. So for example, he moved here, then white can go here, then the continuation is so obvious for uh, black to win this game because the pawn will get to promotion square and become queen. So that's from me. Maybe we have learned about key squares, and still I will uh, make a stream like this. Still, I will continue about the Pound Endgame series, and next maybe about the oppositions. We will talk about the direct opposition, the distant opposition, and maybe we will see what is the diagonal opposition and how to make the opposition, and we we will see that by doing the opposition will make our opponent to be put in zugzwang, and we can take an advantage of that. There is also some example about key square. This is a study by Nikolai Grigoriev in 1920. before. Uh, if white to move, then white win. If black to move, then this is a draw. Then it's all about the key square. This is the key square. If white to move, then white can move like this to get the key square, and then keep the opposition. And then this is white to move because this pawn will get to promotion square. If this black to move, then black will get here and get the opposition because of black can leave, white can leave this square. He has to go again here, and black will go here. If he go here, then black will go here. If he go here, then uh, black will get the opposition. So this key square is also happen not only on one square, one pawn, but also on the 3 pounds of 2 pounds like this. But maybe I will get this in oppositions subject next. When we get when I go to stream, I will maybe study this about the opposition. Okay, that's key square study for me. I will remind you later once more about the key square, that when pound is on the H file or A file or H file, then the key square is here. When pound is on the fourth rank, like this, the key square is here. When pound is on the fifth rank, the key square is not only on the seventh rank but also on the sixth rank. When pound is here, the key square is here. When he move here, the key square is here. And then this is the key square. This is white win because the key square is nearer to white king. And then this is a draw position because the key square is nearer to black king. And then this is to determine the key square. If it's black to move, then white will get the key square. If it's white to move, then it will draw because black will get the opposition. And in this position, this is the key square. Black is already on, white is already on the key square. So whatever to move, if black is moved to move, then white will win. Even if white to move, white will win this position. This also about the key square. This is the key square, and we have to go to the farthest key square by doing this, not doing this or this or this. We can't go to this key square. We have to go to the farthest key square. And then this is also about key square, how black try to make this pawn to the H file. So the key square is changing here and getting closer to the black key. And also black try to sacrifice the pawn, and if white move his pawn to square, then the square will be getting closer to the black king. Then white has to try to just move 1 pawn and make a king maneuver here to win this game. So maybe that's from me. Thank you everybody for watching. Next time I will be streaming again, and I will continue my endgame studies. Endgame studies about pawn endgame, and next maybe about the opposition. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Uh, see you again later. you.